Hello, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday, episode 8. For those of you tuning in live, thank you. And for those of you watching later, I trust you'll get some value out of today's topic. And that will be getting prepared. So, for those of you out there who are sports fans, obviously you know that very successful sports teams have a ton of preparation. Musicians are the same, people doing speeches, even parents that have incredible family dynamics have incredible preparation. And this video piggybacks on last week's. So last week I was talking about what I did to recover from when I was feeling low. And what I'm going to talk about today is getting prepared for the next time that you're low. So for those of you who are watching and have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, chances are by the end of 2018, pretty good chance that you'll have a feeling of being low at some point before the calendar flips to 2019. And sorry, I've got really light sensitive eyes, so it's good lighting for you, but I'm looking right into the sun, so trust you understand. Chances are that for those of you that you'll be low at some point. And I know for me, last week I had so many lessons out of it. I came up with even more tools for me to feel better and more prepared for the next time that I'm feeling low. Because bottom line is there's lots of things in our lives that can make us feel low. Whether it's our job, financial, relationship, the weather, aches and pains, getting older. There's a ton of things that can make us feel low. And for those of you diagnosed with bipolar disorder, you well know that we have a tendency to feel those ups and downs more than the average person. So what I'd like you to do is to think of this as a good task. And the task is for you to think of things you can do that will allow you to turn your mood around when you're feeling low. So what I'll do is I'm going to give you about 30 seconds here, and I'm just going to ask you to brainstorm some things that you can do yourself on your own when you're feeling low to turn your mood around. So I'm just going to get out of the picture here, and I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to think about that. Hey, it's me again. For those of you who watched previous episodes, you'll notice it's not as jiggery today. So anyways, I bought a little tool for my tripod. So I have a bunch of tools that's in what I call a Lift Me Up document. It's something I've been adding to and amending, and I will be sharing that updated version in a blog post before next week's Wellness Wednesday video. I would say that the overriding theme that resonates with me in terms of shifting my mood from being low to feeling normal or mentally stable again is that of self-love and self-care. And I know for some of you out there, especially guys, that might seem like a really kind of hokey, touchy-feely thing. But bottom line is self-care is huge at any time in our life, especially when we're feeling low. Because just a reminder, kind of piggybacking on what I said last week, my experience when I'm feeling low, I tend to want to eat really crappy food. I tend to want to not move. I tend to want to isolate, not talk with people. I tend to want to not do anything, and I tend to want to wallow in my misery. So for those of you who have had low feelings and or depression, I'm sure you can resonate with everything I just said. the most important thing I would say is self-care. A new idea I had last week, this may or not resonate with you out there, is to write yourself a Dear Depression letter. So I know with me, I'm a writer, and what I plan to do the next time I'm feeling low is to get all of my thoughts from my head onto a piece of paper and write a letter to depression as if it's a person, and write about how I feel, all the thoughts I'm having, etc. And then with that letter, I'm personally going to burn it. That's what I will do. Some other ideas for Lift Me Up file that I didn't go over last week are number one, you can think of, and again, this is all to do with planning, so it's things to have ahead of time before you feel low. Another one is to have a YouTube playlist, and those are short, ideally short, funny videos that make you feel good, make you laugh. So my YouTube playlist will have different videos from comedy shows, from music videos that are funny, etc. So there's a whole bunch of things you can do. Another thing you can consider is having, again, the Lift Me Up file that I went over last week, good things that people have said about you, have that digitally and on paper. There's a bunch of other tools I'll be sharing in this upcoming blog post. So take a look before next Wednesday on scottainsideout.com/blog. And as I say, I'll be having a blog post on there about this Lift Me Up file, which essentially is getting prepared for the next time you're low so that you can turn around even quicker and get back to your normal, fun, happy, healthy life. The second part of Wellness Wednesday is going over the same 5 questions every week, and this serves a few purposes. Number one, it shows consistency, both to me and to those of you watching, because as you may know, a lot of people with bipolar disorder struggle with consistency, even myself. There's parts of my life that I'm very consistent with, there's other parts that I'm not. So by me going over these same 5 questions every week, it shows consistency. And for those of you watching who enjoy the videos, you get to know me a little bit better, and I do my best to show you parts of my life publicly. So the first question is, what is something you're looking to improve in the next week? I go away on Friday for a week. I'm going to Vancouver Squamish Whistler to see some friends, do some hiking and relaxing. And something I'm looking to improve is to actually be fully packed by tomorrow evening. I have this bad habit of packing right before I leave, and it's this mad rush. So my intention is to start packing today, to finish that tomorrow, and have a relaxed Friday morning. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for the Banff Farmers Market. It's starting today. It's every Wednesday through September. I have a few friends who are vendors there, and the market, there's always people you run into. There's always amazing things to see, great food. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that starts today. What is a win from the last week? So a win for me was doing a hike on Sunday up Tower of Babel. That's a scramble above Moraine Lake. And they had cleared the road of snow on Saturday, and they opened the road up to traffic yesterday, but I was able to bike up the road without traffic on Sunday and then do this scramble. I didn't see anyone on the scramble, and the scramble overlooks the still partially frozen Moraine Lake, so that was an awesome, awesome win. That's one of my biggest wins from 2018 so far. What's a highlight from my last week? A highlight for me was having some really good conversations with a couple friends, and that's something that you can't put a price on. These are people that are very close to me, and I had some great conversations. So really, really happy about that, and that's a big highlight for me. And what are you looking forward to in the next week? So I already mentioned it, I'm going to Vancouver Squamish Whistler, so I'm really looking forward to that. Thanks for tuning in. For those of you finding value from these videos, I'd appreciate you hitting subscribe. And remember to make your mind your ally and take care. Thanks for watching.